Hello and welcome to another episode of Practice Perfection. My name is Kit Mills, and tonight we're going to be working on paradiddles, single paradiddles, but we're going to be permutating a single accent through the paradiddles. We'll work on accenting the first note, right, of right, left, right, right, then the left, left, of right, left, right, right, then the first note of the double, then the second note of the double, and the same goes for the left-hand paradiddle as well. And so here's what that looks like. So here's right, left, right, right, left, right, left, left, right, left, right, right, left, right, left, left. That's the first one. Now the second one, right, left, right, right, left, right, left, left, right, left, right, right, left, right, left, left, right, left, right, right, left. And the third one, right, left, right, right, left, right, left, left. This one can be a little tricky because you've got to snap that note down and make sure it's a downstroke so that you start high and end low. Left, right, left, left, right, left, right, right, left, right, left, left. And finally, the last note. This one's probably the toughest because you have to do a quick pull-up motion here. Right, left, right, right, left, right, left, left, right, left, right, right, left, right, left, left. So I tend to treat it as right, left, upstroke, downstroke, left, right, upstroke, downstroke, right, left, up, down, left, right, up, down, right, left, right, right, left, right, left, left, right. So those are the 4 accent permutations in single paradiddles. So now what we're going to do is begin to work up these accents in the paradiddles, working along with the metronome. Let's start fairly slow. We'll start at 50 beats per minute. And you can, of course, start slower if you need to. But for right now, here's what we've got. We'll have 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E. And what we're going to do is we're going to do each of these for 2 measures. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. And again, 2, 2, 3, 4. Now the second one, right, left, right, right, left, right, left, left. 3, 4. Second measure, right, left, right, left. Now the third one, right, left, right, right, left, right, left, left, right, left, right, right, left, right, left, left, right, left, right, right, left, right, left, left, right, left, right, right, left, right. Then the fourth one, left, right, left, left, right, left, right, right, left, right, left, left, right, left, right, right, left, right, left, left, right, left, right, right, left, right, left, left, right. If you found that difficult, you'll probably want to go back later on and slow this down to an easier speed. It's certainly fine to start this a lot slower. It's better, in fact, of course, to practice this at a tempo that's going to feel comfortable for you. We're going to right now, though, do kind of an accelerated work through of it. So those of you who are a little more advanced and have maybe run into this before, this will be a good fit for you. For everyone else, you may just want to kind of track along, see how we're doing it, notice the motions in the hands, and then later on go back and slow this down and try it along with it, or just work on your own with a metronome at a slower speed. I'm going to add a bass drum to this as well to give it a little more clarity. 2 measures of each. 1, 2, ready, go. Right, left, right, left, right, left. Now on to the second one. Right, left, right, right, left, 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 right. Third one. Fourth one. Now, those of you who have watched some of the other videos we've done in this series may have seen some of the accent grid videos and recognize that this is essentially kind of a very similar process of working through a grid sort of system of practicing the accents. You could actually interpret the accent grid with paradiddles and rotate the accents through it. It's a trickier pattern. But for right now, this is a nice way of just kind of focusing on each in turn. Let's go ahead on up to 70 beats per minute. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 2. On to the second one. Right, left. Third one. Fourth one. And now what we're going to do is we're going to stay at the same tempo, but I'm going to put the right hand up on the hi-hat, keep the left on the snare. Keep that bass drum going on the beat each time. 1, 2, ready, go. Now the second one. Third one. Fourth one. So you can begin to get a little bit of a glimpse of an idea of how this could be used to do some pretty funky drumming. Let's go up to 80 beats per minute. And for variation, we're going to go ahead and play the right hand over on the floor tom. Here we go. 1, 2, a 3E and a 4E and a. The second one. Third one. Fourth one. And over to the hi-hat. 2, a 1, 2, ready, go. And we'll do 2 more tempos. Let's do 90. 1, 2, start on the snare, 2, ready, go. To the floor tom and the snare. 1, 2, ready, go. And over to the hi-hat. Ready, go. Up to 100. To the floor tom. 2, ready, go. Up to the right cymbal. 1, 2, 3, and a go. Over to the hi-hat. 2, 3, and a go. So there you have it. A very useful way of exploring single paradiddles that a lot of people I think have maybe not thought about doing. So a great way to get more control of them and to get a little more mileage out of any paradiddle-based phrasings or grooves or things like that that you already know how to do. Just to give you an example, if I go back to the hi-hat and snare and play some paradiddle groove that I already feel pretty comfortable with, say, you can hear by adding in some extra accents, it gives a little bit more, I don't know, coolness, I guess. Helps if I keep the same sticking throughout too. Most of that was single paradiddles. There are one or two inverted paradiddles that just crept their way in there. So yeah, it's a great sticking though. It's a great way of exploring that sticking of the single paradiddle and just play around with it. I'd encourage you to try doing things like juxtapose different accents. Try maybe the accent, the first accent, then the second accent. Or so I would recommend for all of you guys who find this one interesting, try some things like get pretty systematic and explore doing one accent on one beat and then a different accent on the next beat. So maybe do the first accent, then the second one, do that a few times. Then the first one, and then the third one, do that a few times. First one, then the fourth one, and do that a few times. Then go on to starting with the second accent and then run through the other accents in turn. So that same idea of running through all the different permutations can now be applied to creating different patterns across 2 beats. And that can give you a whole lot of really interesting groove or fill material to play around with. So I hope you found that useful and helpful. And if you like the video, please click the like button. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please feel free to do so. And I'll be able to announce videos and uploads and all that sort of stuff. You'll be able to see that coming up. So if you have any questions for me or comments that you'd like to share, please feel free to type them down in the comments section below, or you can also contact me on my website, kitmills.com, and I'd be very happy to answer you from there as well. Thank you so much for joining me for this episode of Practice Perfection. I hope you will practice perfection by starting slow, easy, smooth, relaxed, flowing again and again without any trouble, and ease your way up. And that will give you this pattern, these different patterns, and some really cool new vocabulary to use. So until next time, take care of yourself and keep on drumming.